Not really talked about, but such an interesting conversation to have. Do you ever find a coin and you see that the mint mark is just way off? What happened? So if you don't know how this happens, you're about to. So the die maker hand punches into the working die. A little steel rod with the engrave of, the S or the D into the actual working die. So now when you hear that they hand punched it, they didn't individually hand punch every single coin. Now this stopped after 1990 and everything is done on the master die. So I'm just gonna talk about these older ones where you can find repunch mint marks, where you can find these weird different locations of your actual mint mark and how it happened. So here is just some information. Traditionally, mint marks were punched into working dies. What the heck is a working die? This right here is a working die. This is one of the final stages to having the coin actually pressed in to actually create the final design on your blank planchet, aka coin. So nowadays we have all your mint markers are done on the master die, okay? This is like a pyramid of this, the master die. Then you have working hubs, right? You got working hubs. From there, they branch off into all these working dies, okay? So from the working hubs, you guys are always gonna remember me just doing this, working hubs. These were like, the set, the master hub, and then you have the working hubs right below them. They're kind of branching out. So you got these working hubs. And then the working dies are all these duplicates of the working hub, okay? Now, all these multiple working hubs and all these copies of all these working dies that are copies of the working hub. I don't know why I gotta keep on doing this with my hands. But whenever like the working dies like break down, like after 1,000,000 pennies, it's even less for dimes. It's like 275,000 for dimes. These working dies break down and have to be replaced. So then they go to the working hub and make another copy of it. Every time that they do that, now this, I'm talking before 1990 on how the repunch mint mark happens. So the working die, one of those working dies just wore out. And so now from the working hub, they have to make another working die, okay? And so then the die maker has to go in and put another, you guessed it, mint mark on this new working die, okay? Now a few things happen here. It could have a different placement than the one that already faded out, broke, whatever happened to it. Or, when they have that metal steel and they're putting that in, they have to hit it a few times. And sometimes you can get a repunch mint marks because they're, putting that, little stamp on the working die. So when they get done putting the stamp on a brand new working die, they has to get heat treated so that it could officially then be at the very last stage where it can now be pressed up against a blank planchet to create the actual design on the coin, okay? So that's how repunch mint marks happen. How come sometimes you see crazy placements of a mint mark, things like that? Just a cool topic.